Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the Coca-Cola 180. It's going to be 60 laps around the iRacing Super Speedway here at the Camping Universe Truck Series. As always, on behalf of Team Goon Squad Broadcasting, I'm James Easton in the booth, bringing the action 1080p, 60 frames a second. As my, oh my, what an exciting night it is going to be as we head to the virtual speedway in every sense of the word. The Camping Universe guys go to the iRacing Super Speedway, a non-existent super speedway to end super speedways. It's going to be 60 laps of non-stop drafting, bumper-to-bumper action, and with a high probability of some spectacularly large crashes here today. Right now, single truck qualifying is underway as we're getting trucks out on field. Now, last week, we were at the Music City 175, where we were at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, where Jared Ziegler was able to get his first win of the night after 177 grueling laps. Now, we have had 3 different races so far this season, and we've been very fortunate to have 3 different winners. Kai Demarest won the season opener at Daytona. Clark Janekin won the round 2 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And then again, Jared Ziegler, he won last week at Nashville. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here today. Who's going to reign the drafting king and who's going to have a little bit of lady luck on their side. Next week, another exciting event where we go to El Dorado Speedway for the Dirty Mo Media 80. The first time these competitors will be on a dirt oval this season. And it is going to be quite a spectacular season. We are around 4 here today out of 16. The chase, where the top 12 drivers, does not start until October 12th at Bristol for the Food City 175. A few drivers putting down their opening laps. You've got Janekin on top of pole, but he's already edged out by Dave Gage in the 404 machine on his opening lap. You're watching Cody Schultz, the number 30 machine, and the Ford F-150 clicks off a 51.82 his opening lap. And the times are only going to get faster and faster right here. So what you're going to see on the Super Speedway is competitors taking the high line. Their first lap around, trying to gain as much momentum in their racing trucks as they possibly can. And then their final timed lap, you can see them hug the inside line, trying to squeeze a little bit more time off and see if they can best Dave Gage, who's currently on top of pole. But here comes Jeffrey Sykes on his second lap with a 50.81. Spencer Chisnall seems to have taken it for now. Provisional pole with a 50.77. Is anybody going to beat Chisnall on the number 24 machine? Yes, Daniel J. Jensen does. Number 29, Norman King, clicks off a hot lap. But let's see what Schultz can do. Cody Schultz, currently on screen, clicks off a 50.64, 1/100th of a second faster than Dave Gage. Corey Melton, number 48, he is on his second lap. Second timed lap. Got a lot of love from the spectators here today. Music for Media cheering on Craig Lowen, the world fast Australian, out there representing his country well. Craig's time was good enough for 12th in the single car qualifying. As Bryton Hutchins clicks off a 50.82 his last time by for his final lap. We've got 18 drivers that put down qualifying time so far. And we still got a whole handful left. Now, this might be one of those races where you see a lot of drivers omit the qualifying, hoping to start in the back and maybe avoid some early carnage here today. But it's going to be a gamble for these drivers on where the safe spot is on the track. Is it going to be at the very, very front, or is it going to be at the very, very back? Because anywhere in between those two spots, it can get quite spicy and quite dicey. As we watch Lowen bring it into pit lane in his number 12 I Am Driven Ford F-150. We've got 26 drivers that registered here tonight. Only 18 have put down qualifying. And qualifying is going to come to a close here. Now let's check out the points real quickly. You've got Jared Ziegler out front with a 5-point advantage over Clark Janekin. Jeffrey Sykes third, Cody Schultz fourth in the points, and Marshall Newton rounds out our top 5. Now you'll notice the right side of your screen, a red line dividing 12th and 13th. That signifies who is going to make the cut into the chase if we finish exactly where we are. And you'll also know a slight annotation to the right side of the drivers, such as Jared Ziegler, Clark Janekin, and Kai Demarest. Those are 3 winners so far here this season. So again, 3 different drivers, 3 different races, 3 different winners. But let's get ready to take it to tonight's grid. Starting up front, Cody Schultz, number 30 machine. Dave Gage and the 404 will be starting second tonight. Donald Kendrick and the number 127 machine will be starting third. Norman King with Mustard Seed Black Sheep Racing. The number 28 machine will be starting fourth on the grid. Daniel J. Jensen, number 29, he'll be starting fifth. Spencer Chisnall, the number 24 machine, will be starting sixth here tonight. Joe Kroos will be starting seventh. Jeffrey Sykes will be eighth on the grid in the 04 machine. Brighton Hutchins, the number 84, will be starting ninth. Clark Janekin will be starting 10th here today. Antonio Bianchi, the world-famous open-wheel racer, the number 51 machine, will be starting 11th. Craig Lowen, the fan-favorite Australian, starting 12th in the number 12 machine. Brian Ziegler will be starting 13th in the number 7. Gabe Veman starting 14th. Mark Proctor, the number 36 machine, will be starting 15th here tonight. Ty Hood, the number 26, will be starting 16th on the grid. Derek Veman, the number 68, starting 17th. Corey Melton, the number 48, will be starting 18th. John Dart starting 19th on the grid today. Jared Ziegler starting 20th after not qualifying. Caleb Nelson in the 07 machine starting 21st. Brian Robinson starting 22nd. Nicholas Wing in the 99 will be starting 23rd. Then you've got Kevin Nelson in the 09 starting 24th. Cycle back just a little bit further. You got Levi Opitz, number 31 machine, starting 25th. Marshall Newton in the number 76, starting 26th. And then Mark Morissette, he'll be starting 27th to round out our fairly healthy grid here today for the Camping Universe Coca-Cola 180. Dylan Southam cheering on Cody, who put it on top of the pole today. Good to see the number 30 machine getting a little bit of love from all across the country and the world. And speaking of, we thank you all so much that tune in every week, that like the channel, like the video, and subscribe as well. We couldn't do it without you guys. It helps make the show a lot more enjoyable. And let me tell you, your drivers absolutely appreciate it. All these competitors out on field, they go back and watch the broadcast, taking notes on their performance, things they can improve, and they definitely notice who's out there cheering them on. Even though they can't quite hear you in their helmets, they know afterwards that, hey, these guys had my back all the way around. So again, thank you so much to our fans all across the world. We know we're represented from America to Canada, England, Australia. So it's great to see everybody from across the world supporting their favorite drivers. We couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. So right now we're trying to get our drivers in the last-minute drivers meeting. Race control going over a few different notes. One of the notes we heard of was proper pit lane etiquette, how to leave the pits. And something you guys are going to want to keep an eye on tonight is watch if we get in green flag pit stops, which my oh my, I hope we do, how violent the transition is coming out of turn 4 onto the pit lane. But we're going to get these drivers formed up and underway. Keep an eye on Cody Schultz, Dave Gage, your 2 front runners starting on the first row here today. And what are we going to see? Are we going to see nice green flag runs today, or are we going to see a little bit of carnage early on? Because again, about 8 drivers opted not to qualify, thinking it was going to be safer to start in the back for this race. Not sure where the safest spot on the racetrack is going to be until we get some things sorted out. I'd have to imagine it's either going to be at the very front or the very back. If you're in that really mid-pack at all, anywhere between 5th to 15th, it can get quite exciting. It's going to be interesting to see if we go single file here today or if we're going to be seeing 2, 3, 4 wide early on. The track definitely wide enough to sustain it, but it can get white knuckle all the way around, especially if you have guys with big runs. But the pace car is going to come in. We're going to let the green flag drop here at the iRacing Super Speedway for the Camping Universe Coca-Cola 180. And here they go. Cody Schultz gets a great launch with Dave Gage on the outside line in the 404 machine. They're going to go side by side into turn 1. And what's going on behind them? Everybody's trying to find somebody they want to stick with and drive around in line for a little bit. You see Spencer Chisnall maybe looking to get around Daniel J. Jensen for that top 5 spot. But so far, so good. Dave Gage trying to make something work on that outside line, but you got Cody Schultz, Donald Kendrick, Daniel J. Jensen, Spencer Chisnall all on the inside line as we are already going 3 wide here early on. Up front, it's going to be Schultz and Kendrick. Kendrick, you saw him early on this season have a fantastic race at Daytona before a big crash at the end that ruined the number 127's opportunity for a win. Now, so far, things looking pretty tame up front, not having any issues so far. An outside line starting to form up, but not quite sure why we're not seeing the field bunch up quite yet. Maybe everybody's trying to play it safe and not have any incidents early on. But man, what a beautiful shot here at the iRacing Super Speedway. And for those at home, something that doesn't really show well on the broadcast is how violent the transition is going to the corner. We're going to take it on board with Spencer Chisnall here and watch as he goes into turn 3. And as he comes out of the bump here, the outside really has kind of, we almost kind of joke and call it a motorcycle jump, where it is a very, very rough transition coming out of turns 2 and turn 4. But look at this, 3 wide action early on. That's going to be Craig Lowe in the number 12. He's running the high line. He's parallel to his teammate, Spencer Chisnall, number 24. But the caution will come out early here today. And we're trying to figure out who is involved with that one. We know Ty Hood is. Let's see if we can grab you the instant replay here. Oh! Let's back that up a little bit. I think we found our incident early on. So that's the number 84 machine of Brighton Hutchins. Gets a little bit of love tap, I think, from Ty Hood. Sends him sliding around, and oh my, what a big incident. That's going to be, I think, Mark Proctor, the number 36 machine involved. And the number 26 does not hold the brakes at all, drifts back up into the track, and that's going to collect a few more trucks. Well, what a rough night to start the party here. That's going to be Cody Schultz, Donald Kendrick, Dave Gage, Daniel J. Jensen, Clark Shinekin, our top 5 out here for our first caution of the night. We're going to watch that back one more time since the pit times are so, or the pace times are so long here. So you're on board with Mark Proctor. And, ooh, just gets into the 26. Nowhere to go as, yeah, that was going to be, you can't really do much as Ty Hood just kind of didn't have anywhere to go. But then another insult to injury to the number 36 machine. As far as crashes go, it could have been a little bit worse here at the iRacing Super Speedway. But that is going to collect several drivers early on out here today. Again, there's no fast repairs here for the Camping Universe series. So if you find yourself with an incident early on in the night, you are done. You are out. Looks like a large portion of the field coming into pit lane. About 7 drivers have opted to stay out. So let's see. That's the one bad part about the iRacing Super Speedway. If you find yourself under caution, you have a long time to think about the rest of your evening, as these caution laps are very, very long, and we're only 5 laps into it. So we're going to get them formed up here at the Super Speedway. Again, it's going to be Cody Schultz, Donald Kendrick, 2 very fast drivers out front. Looks like Brighton Hutchins, John Dart able to get back out on the track after a very long pit stop as well. No, we've got Mark Morissette, who looks like to appear have parked it for the evening, number 96 machine. Ty Hood also out of tonight's race. Almost a 2-minute lap time under caution here at the iRacing Super Speedway. So again, a very long time to get those tires and tempers cooled off a little bit as we get ready to send them back out for our first restart of the day. Your top 7 drivers have not pitted yet, while the rest of the field did come in. Pace car will be coming in this time by. And then we're going to send them back out here once again. Oh, what is that? They just dumped Kendrick on the restart. I have never seen such a thing. Donald Kendrick just gets spun around on the restart. What was that? We're going to grab a super slow motion for that. I have never seen anything like that. Watch this. This is your second place starter, Kendrick. Let's grab a better angle for you. So Kendrick started on the high line, stays on the high line, and just gets absolutely button hooked. Donald Kendrick having some of the worst luck here this season. I mean, what do you call that? We're going to watch on board from Joe Cross in the number 16 machine. Oh, wrong button. So you're on board with Joe Cross. Let's see here together. Does Donald come down? Doesn't look like he did. Looks like he just got hooked on the start. So Donald Kendrick having a terrible night here at the iRacing Super Speedway. My, oh my, what a start to this event. These competitors have got a long way to go to try and make it all of 60 laps here. So back to some 2-minute pacing laps. I-pacing at its best. Now the fastest lap of the race was a 48, a low 47s, excuse me. It was about a 47.21. I think it's one of the faster lap times we saw. Right now they're doing about 2:04 flats behind the iRacing pace car, the Ford Mustang out front. And 4 drivers totally out of the race. Kendrick, Proctor, Hood, Morissette all having a very rough night here. So we're going to get ready to form them up once more, send them back out, get them pointed in the right direction. But they did not make it very far that last time. Hopefully this second restart yields a little bit better luck for our competitors. As you've got the 2 teammates, Schultz and Jensen out front, and the number 29 and 30 both running their Ford F-150s. And you've got the Veman family right behind them, Derek and Gabe on the second row. Ooh, a little bit of a blink there from Cody Schultz, number 30 on the right-hand side of your screen on the front row. We're going to get ready to go out. Pace car will be in this time by... And last time, the field not even able to get past the start-finish line. Let's hope in this restart yields a little bit better luck for all of our drivers. You've got a whole lot of teams running up together in the front here. Should make it quite exciting. Pace car is in. Green flag will fly. And away they go for the second restart here at the Camping Universe Coca-Cola 180. It's going to be Schultz and Veman out front. It looks like Schultz with a massive launch. So now your top 5 is going to be Schultz, Veman, Lowen, and Melton. As Daniel J. Jensen, number 29 machine, maybe has some heavy damage. I'm not quite sure what it is, but he's falling back and doing so rapidly. As here comes Corey Melton, number 48 machine. He's charging hard to the outside line, trying to get something formed up early on here. Corey Melton's going to take over the race lead. He's accompanied by Clark Janekin. Melton is up 17 spots so far here tonight. So one of those drivers is thinking, you know what, maybe a good qualifying isn't all that I need. So now it's going to be Melton, Janekin, Ziegler just barely holding off Dave Gage in the 404 machine, but Gage should have him here to take over that third place spot. And once these guys get in a groove, they should be able to start clicking off some laps and making it happen. As behind them, things are still quite exciting. Looked like that was going to be Chisnall and Lowen getting very closer to their two teammates that do not want to make the highlight reel, bumping into each other. But that is the top, it's about the top 10 right there, all running single file. And this is the battle for 5th on screen. Gabe Veman, he's holding off Spencer Chisnall and Craig Lowen. Just wanting to keep that lead pack just slightly ahead of you, so you can still have it set up for some good long runs if need be. But you absolutely do not want to lose that draft early on in the race and let that lead pack start stretching away from you. So now they're all single file. It's Melton, Janekin, Gaze, Schultz, Veman, Chisnall, Lowen, all in a pack here together, as Brian Ziegler also trying to get up in the mix in the number 7 machine. And again, it's been 3 different races, 3 different winners here for the Camping Universe Series. Are we going to see it? 4 races and 4 different winners, as all of these guys are charging hard. Everyone's searching for that first win, but not wanting to push too hard, too early, and then find themselves involved with some possible early race shenanigans. Now Corey Melton up front, the number 48 machine. He's one of those drivers that is still looking for a win, as well as Dave Gage, Cody Schultz, Gabe Veman, Chisnall, Lowen, Ziegler, Derek Veman, Bryden Hutchins, everybody in the top 10 still searching for that first win. The only person in the top 10 or even the top 5 is Clark Janekin, currently second on track in the number 81 machine. He has 1 win so far this season. But it looks like everybody's behaving relatively well, keeping it single file in the front row, not wanting to push too hard too early. Now, generally on these super speedways, you try and click into a single file groove and work with those around you to just burn off some fuel. And then when it's the last 10 laps to go, 5 laps to go, then you look to make it 2 and 3 wide and risk it all for the win. As Derek Veman, number 68 machine, has caught the tail end of this pack as well. Now these guys have about a 2.5 second advantage over the second pack on track. That's going to be John Dart and Nicholas Wing. And then you have to go back to 12th place. Levi Opitz, Antonio Bianchi, Bryden Hutchins, Norman King, Joe Cross, Jeffrey Sykes. Another pack, and then you have to go even further back to 18th, where we've got Jared Ziegler leading his train of friends as well. He's accompanied by Brian Robinson, Marshall Newton, Caleb Nelson, and Kevin Nelson. So different strategies starting to play out here today. Everybody trying to play it very, very safe and not want to push too hard. A lot of these guys are kind of banking on another caution here, as it looks like most drivers have pitted at least once, but we are expecting probably a green flag stop at least once if we keep it green and pointing in the right direction. But now they're in a groove. They're clicking off laps. Everybody doing a fantastic job up here in the top 7, top 8 drivers, just keeping it nice and easy, not having any issues. Brian Ziegler, number 7 machine, he's kind of enjoying the freight train as well. He's going to get around Derek Veeman's number 68 machine, the icy back Toyota Tundra. And it looks like John Dart and his merry band of friends as well, Nicholas Wing, they might catch this lead pack here, which is a little surprising. Maybe having Brian Ziegler, and Derek Veeman kind of hanging out towards the tail end of this pack, allowing the other packs to use that draft to their advantage and maybe slingshot up ahead. Because ahead of them, they're really, for the most part, everybody's running single file, taking it nice and easy. Brian Ziegler from Ohio, the number 7 Chevrolet, doing a great job, making it look relatively easy out there today, not having any issues. The current hard charger, definitely Corey Melton, the number 48 Chevrolet, the Lowe's-backed race truck. He is again up 17 spots. Clark Shinekin, he's up 8 spots from where he qualified. So a great qualifying time, not all that matters here. We're looking at a little bit too wide action as Craig Lowen peeks to the outside line against his teammate Spencer Chisnall, thinks better of it, drops back single file. They do have lap traffic in play. I don't think it's going to be an issue here as the entire top 10, top 11, running single file, nose to tail. That was the number 29 machine, Daniel J. Jensen. We've got to believe he's got a lot of heavy damage, possibly after that incident with himself and Kendrick, not able to maintain the pace like you would want. And if you do have draft damage on such a massive raceway, it can spell disaster for your night. Brian Ziegler still staying latched on to the back of this pack here. Not wanting to push too hard too early and make any risky moves. He's going to keep Nicholas Wing just in his sight and then play it safe from there. Almost has to lift heavily as he gets right behind Nicholas Wing and John Dart, running 10th and 9th. But if and when are we going to see some moves from any of these race cars? As it looks again, once again, that's Craig Lowen and the number 12, the Australian. Looks to the outside line. He's accompanied by his teammate Spencer Chisnall and number 24. Are they going to be able to get a run on this pack in front of them? Or is it maybe just a breather to kind of relax a little bit? Right behind them, you've got Derek Veeman, number 68 machine, as the two team drivers are going to hop back in line and then back out of line. Not quite sure what they're doing there. Oh, they pick up Cody Schultz, number 30. Are we going to see that high line get a little bit of more support here and maybe try and get something working together? It's Schultz, Lowen, and Chisnall all run that outside line together. It looks like they got a little bit of a run there, but 3 cars versus 4, they probably will not have enough to make it stick on their own accord without some heavy side drafting. But this could be the drivers taking some good data early on, seeing, hey, this is what we can get away with here at the end. Let's try it now early in the night and see what type of times we're able to put down. But look at this, Cody Schultz making some moves on the outside. Craig Lowen drops back to the inside lane, as well as Chisnall. What's going to happen to Schultz in the number 30? Ooh, who is that? Was that Lowen with a massive blink? It was. Chisnall is going to allow Schultz back in line in front of him. They're going to go back to some single file action here. But I think what that was, ladies and gentlemen, is that is our drivers taking a look, seeing what they can get away with, seeing who they can commit to go with them. As Mark Proctor tunes in today as well, and he agrees. He's saying they are trying to see what they can get away with, see what's going to work while they have plenty of laps left. If they lose a couple spots here, no big worries. There's going to be one green flag stop remaining. And now it's going to be Chisnall on the outside line, trying something different. Craig Lowen's going to pop out in front of his teammate. Are we going to see Cody Schultz, number 30, join them as well? Because here comes Nicholas Wing moving up in number 99 machine with a massive run on the inside. So it looks like that outside line just not getting the support it needs to make anything happen. That's going to have Craig Lowen. Oh no, what was that? There was a moment that we just ever so missed. Craig Lowen drops off the pace rapidly. He's going to bring it into pit lane early. Not sure what happened there. His teammate Chisnall still 9th on track. We don't see any heavy damage on the 24. So not sure where the contact was made, but oh, that is not a good night for the Australian. Now the one saving grace that Lowen will have here is that he can come in maybe for a bit of an undercut and get back out on track for his one and only pit stop if he can make it to the end. But if he comes out here pushing airball all by himself, there's a great chance that he gets lapped and will not be able to catch back up. One little mistake here in such a massive super speedway can really ruin the momentum for your entire night. As up front, it's still Corey Melton, Clark Janekin, Dave Gage, Cody Schultz, Gabe Veman in your top 5. Now, when are we going to see our lead pack come into pit lane? Everybody up here except for Cody Schultz and Gabe Veman have pitted already. Anywhere between lap 4 to lap 8 is the fuel window we've seen spread out so far. Now, in theory, again, as bad as it was for Craig Lowen to have that bit of contact, hopefully didn't have any aero damage on his truck. He should find himself in a good position for this being his one and only stop here today. Now he's going to be hoping for a caution to bunch this field back up as they are starting to get a little bit more racy up front. Here comes Brian Ziegler working the high line, seeing if he can get a run up past Dave Gage, currently 3rd on the racetrack. Craig Lowen, number 12, is leaving pit lane, and he did have some damage. He was in his box for 1 minute and 36 seconds, signifying he had some sort of problems out here today. As things are starting to ramp up again towards the front, you got a few more guys getting comfortable, looking for different spots, seeing where they can maybe make something happen. Seven drivers started. We've got 20 still on the lead lap here today. Melton and Janekin have been charging hard together. The number 48 and the 81. They're both up a whole slew of spots. Again, Melton, he is up 17 spots so far from where he started, pushing his way to the front early on here today. As unfortunately, it looks like Craig Lowen's going to bring it back into pit lane in his Team Goon Squad sponsored Ford F-150. So he is going to return to pit lane to get that race truck worked on some more. Up front, your top 5, it's Melton, Janekin, Gage, Gabe Veman, and Spencer Chisnall out there running very, very strong together. As we get ready to approach the halfway mark here today, 2 cautions so far. And are we going to see that outside line getting some momentum at this point in the run? It's only a 3-truck Congo line. Not quite enough to get around that pack of 5 trucks right in front of them. As you're on board with Spencer Chisnall, showing just how white-knuckled this can be. Look at the big run by Chisnall, number 24 machine. Nowhere to go as the outside line currently occupied by number 66, John Dart, the number 30, Cody Schultz. And look at this as they dive into turn 3. How fast these guys are going, hitting speeds of excess of 230 miles an hour here at the iRacing Super Speedway. I've got to say, a little bit cleaner than the official races you can find on the iRacing service. At the formulated virtual raceway, the one that does not exist in real life yet. And you got to credit iRacing. They use iRacing to test upcoming tracks. So for Atlanta Motor Speedway, which is currently in the process of being repaved, they actually built a new track in iRacing and did a series of testing before NASCAR committed to a repave. So even NASCAR using the iRacing simulator, they're now officially partners between NASCAR and iRacing. Using the sim to check out some new stuff. Cody Schultz comes in the pit lane all by his lonesome, the number 30 Ford F-150. Everyone else staying out. Now again, Schultz did not come in early on tonight. Keeping on Gabe Beeman, currently running 4th on track in number 25 machine. He has also not pitted here yet. So it'll be interesting to see how long number 25 stays out for. John Dart trying to make something happen on the outside line. He's up 13 spots so far. And man, look at the blistering speed. Look at that violent pit entry. We talked about that earlier. That's Gabe Beeman, John Dart, and Derek Beeman all coming into pit lane together. That transition, super, super violent. Now everybody in the top 10 except for Spencer Chisnall came in, Chisnall currently 4th on track. They all came in around lap 7 or 8. So it's going to be interesting to see if or when everybody comes in together to pit lane. As Chisnall brings it in, now it is a 5-car party out front. Really a 3-car party. Now this is where things can get wildly exciting. As new drivers coming out onto the track with new tires, while the race leader's still out front in a 3-car line. It's Corey Melton, Clark Janek, and Dave Gage, your top 3. All running nose to tail. Just behind them, you've got Nicholas Wing and Brian Ziegler. Now, all of these guys came in around lap 7 or 8, so they should be able to stretch out their fuel window just a little bit while longer. So we are well past the halfway mark here tonight. Expecting one more stop from these competitors. Craig Lowen also leaving the pit lane once more to try and get back out there, salvage his team some points. Nicholas Wing, number 99 machine, might have grabbed a little bit too much apron there and really unsettled his machine coming out of turn 3. Able to collect himself and maybe start pulling back up to Dave Gage, who's currently the tail truck at this 3-car pack for the lead. But look at this, here comes Wing. He has a whole lot of drive on the 404 Dave Not Found sponsored race car. The Sour Patch Kids bright yellow 404 currently running third out there. Everybody in this top 5 except for Janekin searching for their first win of the season. All these guys doing a great job as the, ooh, look at that aggressive pit entry. Everybody able to save it, not having any problems. That's going to leave Brian Ziegler out there all on his lonesome in the number 7 machine. Maybe missed the call from some of his teammates or competitors. As now it's going to be Ziegler, Robinson, Newton, Nelson, and Nelson. The Nelson family running 4th and 5th out there. Just outside the top 5, you got the world-famous open wheel racer, Antonio Bianchi. He's running 6th on track. Now, Brian Ziegler, your race leader, the number 7 machine, he's got to be hoping that whenever he comes in, someone else joins him. Because if he goes back out on track all by his lonesome, he will get swallowed up by drivers working in a draft together. He's going to play it smart. He's going to come into pit lane. That's going to allow Brian Robinson, the number 37 machine, to lead a lap here at the iRacing Super Speedway. Such a cool shot, that roof camera on these trucks. Now, for the most part, everybody in the top 10 still going to have to pit at least one more time here today with 24 laps left to go. The rest of the field coming in for their one and only pit stop. Now, that should put, hypothetically, Corey Melton back out front in the number 48 machine once everyone else completes their pit stops, as we see Norman King, number 28, currently 10th on track, coming in for his pit stop. And, man, I'll never get used to that, seeing how violent that transition is onto pit lane as Brian Robinson, Newton, Nelson, Sykes, Ziegler, Bianchi, Opitz all coming to pit lane. Kevin Nelson's going to stay out in the number 9 machine. And I believe that is going to be the rest of the field right in front of him. It is. Going into turns 3 and 4, so Nelson has the race leaders about got about a couple corners in front of him. Now Nelson is going to have the box one more time here today for his final pit stop, and he is going to. Nelson spins it on pit lane. The Bud Light 09 machine has a huge moment trying to woe that car up. That is going to really hurt his chances for later on tonight. And I believe that's going to allow Corey Melton to regain the lead. Melton in a battle of his own with Janekin, Gage, Wing. And it's going to be a 4-car pack trying to battle for the lead here. Now your new race leader is going to be Melton, followed by Janekin, Gage, and Wing, your top 4. Gabe Veman currently 5th. He's about 5.5 seconds back. Are we going to see enough drivers working together to whittle away at that lead that our current leaders, the 4 trucks on screen, have? Or are they going to be too busy battling for a position to try and catch up to the lead pack? We're going to cycle back to Gabe Veman. He's coming by Cody Schultz, Spencer Chisnall, John Dart, Brian Ziegler, Marshall New. This is the second pack of trucks on track. Now, if they click together, get single file, and go bumper to bumper, They should be able to catch up to the race leaders that have a 5.5-second advantage over them with 21 laps left to go. Now, if you see these competitors start going side by side and battling for position, they will all but throw away a chance of the podium here, because ahead of them, they got 4 very talented drivers going to do whatever it takes to stay linked up and try to keep that advantage they have, because now it's only a 3-car pack with Veman, Schultz, and Chisnall working together as everybody else behind them seems to have spread out a little bit and maybe jockeying for position instead of working together to get their way back up front. Now, Brian Robinson, currently 13th on track in the number 37 machine. He's put down the fastest lap of the race so far, a 46.65 with a top speed of 243 miles an hour. So things are starting to heat up here, but Gabe Veman leading this pack of trucks. They are not gaining any advantage to your top 4 leaders. They're actually losing time, as now there's about a 6-second disadvantage to 4th place Nicholas Wing in the number 99 machine, as this field of drivers is going to go 2 wide and 3 rows deep. It's Veman and Newton side by side, each trying to pressure their line back up towards the front, but all the while they're still losing time on the race leaders. It is 19 laps left to go. Are they going to have enough time to whittle away and catch back up to Nicholas Wing? Is now down to 5.8 seconds, so they gain about 2/10 that time by. But is it going to be enough laps here to whittle away at that 5.8 second gap? I do not know. Seeing a whole lot of action here as drivers still trying to push their way into the top 5. It's between Marshall Newton and Gabe Veman right now. Ahead of them, Nicholas Wing has extended that gap back up to 6 seconds, as 5th place back is battling very, very hard for a spot. 17 laps left to go, and these guys are not yielding anything at this point. Everybody's still pushing very, very hard, trying to make something happen. Now this is where the potential for calamity is high. You've got 2 different rows of talented drivers all trying to push their way up, with the laps starting to close off. And then seeing some pretty nasty blocks as well. It looks like Marshall Newton, number 76 machine, able to comfortably get in that 5th place spot, get a little bit of a breakaway and just a chance to breathe. But here comes Caleb Nelson in the 07. He's got a huge run as well. Now all the while, again, these guys are losing time to Nicholas Wing in that 5th place spot. But racers race, and these guys are going to put on a show and a tight battle no matter where they're at on track. Now Caleb Nelson's going to lead the charge, accompanied by Marshall Newton and Gabe Veman. Looks like they're starting to drop again to that inside line, maybe get formed up and try and catch the race leaders. In a game of tenths of a second, they've been losing several of those per lap with this side-by-side action. As up front, your race leader still single file, nose to tail, clicking them off. It's Melton, Janekin, Gage, and Wing, your top four. All the while, you cycle back about 6.3 seconds. And it is an absolute freight train of drivers trying to get some momentum with 15 laps left to go. Are they going to have enough time to catch that 6.3 second number 99 machine that's just ahead of them at the end of the screen here? You can see him going into turn one. Such a massively long straightaway here at the iRacing Super Speedway. We're going to see what the times show. As Nelson with a 48.03. He's running almost the identical lap times as the cars, or the trucks I should say, in front of him. Caleb Nelson getting a hearty push from Marshall Newton. They whittled away just a little bit of time. They gained about 0.2 of a second over Nicholas Wing in the 4th place spot. As everybody getting tantalizingly close to that pit lane entrance. And I think now you can see Newton and Nelson working very strong together, trying their best to push their way up to the front. Still a 6.3 second disadvantage to your race leaders. I don't think they're going to have enough lap times with 13 laps left to go to really catch up and maybe battle for the lead. So all these competitors are going to be battling for that top 5 spot. Now up front, again, 3 drivers in the top 4 had the opportunity to bring home a win for the first time. If they can fend off Clark Janekin, the number 81, who's currently 2nd on track. Melton, Gage, and Wing all searching for that first win here today. But this battle for 5th quite wild as you see everybody trying to drop single file here and get a bit of a run going. Now you've got 4 trucks linking up just a little bit better. They've gained about 0.2 of a second over Nicholas Wing ahead of them. If this second pack of race car drivers can keep this momentum, they have a chance, all but a small one though, to catch the race leaders and make it a heck of a shootout here at the end. You can see the leaders going into turns 1 just ahead of these guys. They may have found their groove, but will they have enough lap times left to try and make something happen? As Marshall Newton's going to really push the 07 machine up towards the front, giving him a good hearty bump, never lifting. It's down to 5.5 seconds to Nicholas Wing ahead of these drivers. Now if you can see this freight train of second pack on track trucks catch up to your lead pack before the white flag comes out, it has got the potential for all sorts of fireworks here today. They can see the carrot in front of them. It's down to 5.3 seconds and closing from Caleb Nelson in 5th to Nicholas Wing in 4th. Nelson's got to hold on to it and keep pushing hard. It's under a 5-second gap with 10 laps left to go. Are they going to have enough time to catch up? Now, if anyone in this 5th place or back pack does not commit to the cause, it will ruin the chances for all of these drivers to get a top 5, much less a podium. Let's see what the lap times show here, crossing start-finish line. So right now, this second pack is about 0.6 to, call it a half second or a little bit longer, faster than the pack in front of them. Now, if these guys keep the exact same pace, they have a sliver of a hope to catch the lead drivers with the remaining laps left here at the Coca-Cola 180. But they have got to stay committed. They've got to stay single file, and they've got to hope that lap traffic does not come into play. Caleb Nelson leading the charge. It's down to a 4-second gap to the lead pack. If these guys work together, they have the very rare opportunity to possibly slingshot their entire line to the front row. It's down to 3.8-second gap as lap drivers getting out of the way. They see the charge that is forming. Up front, it's still Melton, Janekin, Gage, and Wing. They're running single file. They know what's coming behind them. Because Caleb Nelson, Marshall Newton, Gabe Veeman, Jared Ziegler, Spencer Chisnall, Cody Schultz, Antonio Bianchi. Everybody working together here with 7 laps left to go to get up to the lead. Not gaining as much time that time by as they would have hoped, only about 0.3 of a second faster than the lead pack. But is down to 3.7 seconds in closing. Now these guys have picked up lap traffic as well. Able to help their cause just a little bit. That's the number 68 machine of Derek Veeman. So just by being in that line, that's going to help out your top 4 drivers, carry a little bit more speed. But look at that behind them. That is a freight train of drivers coming. With 6 laps left to go, it's a 3.5-second gap. When are we going to see Wing catch the draft of the competitors in front of them? It looks like the drive slowing down a little bit from that second pack. Nicholas Wing doing his best to stay in line while Caleb Nelson doing his best to catch the toe of the pack in front of him. If he can catch that draft with the number 99 Nicholas Wing, you're going to see that line of freight train up to the front. It is only a 3-second gap with 5 laps left to go as they cross the line. Is there going to be enough time for Nelson and friends to lead the charge? They were a half-second faster that lap time by. They've got to find some more pace or pray that the draft gets picked up by Nelson to slingshot his way up into Wing. You've also got one of the Veeman family as well, number 68 machine, kind of following in tow here. That benefits both packs, allowing your top 4 drivers to have another little truck in line, get that momentum forming. But it's also going to allow Nelson another target to catch up to and use that draft. It's a 2.5-second gap with 5 laps left to go. I'm not sure if we're going to see Nelson and the crew have enough time because behind them I think they're starting to battle. Nelson can see Wing just ahead of him. It's a 2.2-second gap. 4 laps left to go. If this second pack breaks now, they throw away any chances. It's now a 2-second gap. Nelson, Ziegler, Veeman, Chisnall, they can do it if they work together to catch this pack. It's 1.8 seconds to the lead pack. 4 laps left to go. 3 once the leader crosses the line. As Caleb Nelson, he is charging hard. It's down to 1.4 seconds. 1.3. 1.2. It is now a 1-second gap with 3 laps left to go. Caleb Nelson charging hard. He's caught the draft in front of him. Nelson and Ziegler putting down the fastest laps of the race, getting down to 46.26. It is about to be a wild ride, a half-second gap to Nicholas Wing. It's going to be a final lap shootout here at the Coca-Cola 180 as Nelson is charging up down to 0.3 of a second, separates Nelson and Wing. Here we go. Are we going to see that line that's worked together so hard the last 12 laps make something happen? Jared Ziegler back in 10th place. He puts on another fastest lap of 46.26. It is about to break loose here at the iRacing Super Speedway. The two lines are going to form up. We've got 2 laps left to go. It's Melton, Jennikin, Gage, Wing, Nelson up front. We're 2 rows wide, 4 rows deep. And what is going to happen is everybody's going to find a dance partner and start pushing hard. Not any time left. These guys have worked together all night long. It's trying to trust your competitors and try and make a final drive. That's number 99, Wing on the outside line, trying to make something work. Not able to quite make it stick with the 07 of Caleb Nelson in tow. Spencer Chisnall's moved up to 4th. He's behind Dave Gage in the 404 machine. Chisnall has not been able to get a podium so far this season. Now is his chance to strike. Jennikin, the only driver in the top 5 with a win so far this season. White flag is out. It's Melton, Jennikin, Gage, Chisnall, your top 4 drivers, running single file on the inside line. Jeffrey Sykes, the number 25 machine, Gabe Beeman trying to get something formed up on the outside. Doesn't look like they're going to make it stick. Chisnall trying to hang back a little bit, maybe trying to get a run on your top 3 drivers of Melton, Jennikin, and Gage. Are we going to see anybody in the top 3 look for an alternative line? Or are they going to be happy in podium contention, not wanting to risk it all? They go into turn 3. They're 3 wide behind them. Chisnall, number 24, looks for an opening. Not able to get around Dave Gage. He peeks to the outside. Gets a big run. But up front, it is going to be... Wow, what a finish. It's going to be Melton, Jennikin, and Gage, your top 3 drivers. And they're going to crash behind them. And typical super speedway style, oh, they're crashing all over the place. Well done to the boys. We're going to try and get our top 3 drivers up here into the waiting room. But man, oh man, what a great run from all of our competitors. Put your hands together. That was quite a show here today. As your top 3 drivers put on a fantastic show, they're going to make their way onto the start-finish line straight for some well-deserved victory burnouts. And man, what a finish from Melton, Jennikin, and Gage. A great run here today. Everyone deserves it. And look at that. Well, they almost got synchronized burnouts. Oh, come on, iRacing. Give me something to work with here. Great race from all of our competitors. A heck of a show and a great smoke display. We're going to get our competitors up here into victory lane. Up first, we've got Dave Gage in the 404, bringing it home in 3rd. Dave, what a great run out there, my friend.
We had a blast. That's the all 3 of us, 1, 2, 3, is from Team AAM, All American Motorsports. We got hooked up early on, and it was all teamwork from there on out. Push, push, push. Keep that team and team working together. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it looks like that top set of you guys able to kind of get a breakaway early on, have a whole lot of clean track and clean air to yourself. Now, as you saw that second pack approaching, were you worried that you didn't quite time it right and you were not going to be able to hold on to it, or were you pretty comfortable you had a big enough advantage at that point?
I knew at that point we had so much teamwork going on there that it was going to be tight. But again, if we kept that teamwork rolling, we were going to be fine. We even had the 99 behind us who wasn't on our team, but he teamed right on up with us. So
Well,
we just kept cruising, and then we we just tried to keep the laps rolling.
now, get Dave. What was the approach going in tonight to try and keep those three team trucks clean throughout the run? We know super speedways can be a bit of a gamble at some of these events, but how are you able to gamble so well as you did?
So it was interesting. We going in, we knew we were gonna have to get the whole teamwork going. So I ended up qualifying way up front on the front row. I just did a full send in qualifying. I was like, let's see what happened. Once that first yellow came out, we started throwing strategy at it. We put the teamwork together and said, you know what, we're just gonna sit in the pits and wait. So we let everybody roll out the pits. It worked out kind of all right for us on that second restart when I don't know what happened up there. There was some form of incident right on the restart. Did the same thing, went right back in and let everybody go in front of us. We figured let everybody get their nerves out, let them do all kinds of silly stuff. And by that time, we knew we were going to be able to form up, get the teamwork going, and then just haul right out, haul the mail, haul the mail. And then we were just since we had a little extra fuel than everybody, we decided just to run it on out. And that's exactly what we did. We pretty much let everybody pit before us. We had one group to pit after us, and that helped us even more because we were able to drive around him.
Well, Dave, you did absolutely fantastic out there. Before I let you go, sign off and celebrate with the team. Who would you like to give a shout out to here today?
Hey, we're gonna shout out to you guys. You guys are up in a booth doing an awesome show. The Team Goon Squad, you guys are fantastic, man. We're gonna give a shout out to the Camp and Universe League. They let us do this every week. That's pretty cool. A big giant shout out for all the teamwork we did on All American Motorsports tonight. It was absolutely fantastic. And as I always do every single time, I'm a shout out to my wife. She listens to us hooting and hollering on Discord and doing all kinds of silly things and telling dumb jokes while we're racing. So I give her a lot of credit for putting up with that.
Well spoken, Dave. Hope to see you up here again next week, my friend.
Yes, sir. You have a great one.
You as well, sir. That was third place, Dave Gage. Now we're going to bring up Clark Shinekin into the booth. The number 81 machine put on the second spot of the podium for the team. Clark, how you feeling right now, man?
I'm feeling good, man. That was awesome to go 1, 2, 3 with teammates. We stressed it all race long. Teamwork, teamwork, teamwork. We stayed committed. I guess teamwork does make the dream work because we ended 1, 2, 3, swept that podium.
Yeah, you guys look super slick out there. We talked to David. He kind of went over the pit strategy. Now, how are you feeling towards the end once you saw that second pack of Angry Hornets coming up behind you? Were you worried they're going to have a big run and maybe ruin kind of all the strategy you guys were able to put down all night?
Yeah, they worried us a little bit, but like I said, teamwork, man. I was committing to the 48. I told them, I said, hey, you just hold the bottom. I'm on your bumper, and teamwork. We're making this thing work. We're winning.
Now, Clark, now I know, again, it's teamwork and everybody's out there trying to get a win. When did you guys decide Corey was going to be the top dog and bring home his first win here tonight? Or were you just trying to spread the team points around, or was that even a thought at that point?
I think just the way we came off of pit road. I don't think we never really made a decision. We were good with whoever won, whoever finished third. We're not greedy like that. 1, 2, 3 was the only goal. So he was the car out front. We stayed lined up with him. I'm gonna say it again. Teamwork makes the dream work. That's a 1, 2, 3.
Old shake and bake, Clark. You guys did absolutely great out there. Clark, before I let you sign off and go celebrate some more in the number 81, who would you like to give a shout out to behind the scenes that makes that team so darn fast every week?
Uh, my teammates, teamwork. Saying it again. Word of the day. Appreciate you broadcasting. I want to thank Peak Performance Motorsports, Surfshark VPN, Glitch Energy, Precision Plus Setup Shop, ECM, and my teammates again at All American Motorsports.
Well done out there, Clark. Great seeing you up here again, man, and hope to see you continue in the future.
Hell yeah.
And that's second place, Clark. But let's get the man of the hour. Corey Melton, the number 48 machine, getting the first win of your season. I know you've got to be ecstatic right now.
Oh yes, woo woo woo! 1, 2, 3 finish, man. Great race.
You guys did great out there. Number 48, again, first win of the season. We've had four different races, four different winners. What was it that makes winning tonight at the Coca-Cola race so rewarding? I know it's kind of a gamble on who's going to be able to finish, but you guys did a fantastic job out there.
Teamwork, man. This feels like a teamwork win. We were we worked together from the get-go. Made sure every time we came in there was a caution. We were going to get fuel until we could make it on one stop with room for the green-white checkered, and we were just going to stick together the whole time. And the pits stayed out, it stayed green, and teamwork got us the 1, 2, 3.
Now, Corey, you came up there 17 spots through qualifying. Did you choose not to qualify, or you not have the qualifying you wanted? But we saw you charging through the pack. What happened early on in the race?
Well, last week I got a couple penalties thrown at me for careless driving, so I was going to start in the back anyway. So I didn't really care to qualify. I went out there and just went like 150 just to put a time down. But yeah, I knew at a plate track that teamwork was going to be imperative to get a good finish. So I just wanted to make sure I got up with my team, and we just worked together, man. That's what you got to do to have a good finish here.
Well, Corey, you guys did absolutely spectacular. I know the iRacing Super Speedway kind of a curveball from our competition, even more, I guess hectic is a good word, than tracks such as Daytona and Talladega. Now, next week we go to El Dorado Speedway for the Dirty Mo Media. How do you feel on the dirt and the roundabouts?
I feel really good. I love dirt racing. I do it quite a bit on here, and I haven't lost a truck racing at Eldora yet, so I'm looking forward to hopefully keeping that streak alive. And it'll be a fun race. No, won't have to worry about teamwork anymore. It'll just be about going out there and doing me.
Well, Corey, again, great job. Again, first time winning so far this season. 4 different races, 4 different winners. It's been a lot of fun here at the Camping Universe Truck Series. Before I let you go, sign off and pop that virtual champagne with your teammates. Who would you like to give a shout-out to or pay thanks that may be listening along at home?
At home? Oh, man, not a whole lot of people, buddy. Just really just me and my team. Definitely, I got to thank my wife. She lets me race, so it's fun to get on here and get a teamwork win. It's a great race. Thanks for putting on the broadcast.
Well, always a great time. You guys make it a lot easier when we see such great action, and hope to see you do well the rest of the season, Corey.
Thanks, James, man. Have a good night.
You as well, sir. And that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, for the Camping Universe Coca-Cola 180. It was 60 grueling laps around the iRacing Super Speedway, but all of our competitors able to bring it home at the end. But congratulations again to Corey Melton getting the first win of the season. We've had 4 races, 4 different winners, and is that streak going to continue next week at El Dorado? These competitors go to dirt for the first and only time so far this season. Don't miss it. It'll be the same time, same place next week. On behalf of the Camping Universe Truck Series and Team Goon Squad Broadcasting, I'm James East, and I'll see you next week. Have a great night, everyone.